Looking for amazing action RPG games that won't destroy your phone's performance? In today's video, we are counting down the top 10 action RPG mobile games that can still run smoothly on low-end devices, from epic boss battle to stunning fantasy worlds. These games prove that the great visual don't always require a powerful smartphone. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video off. Top 10 action RPG mobile games with insane graphic for low-end phones. We have a new Facebook fans page now. The name is GameMobile HDgraphic. Besides on YouTube, we will give an update on Facebook as well. A lot of amazing top list games will show up every day, so please check this out now. The link on the description and pinned comment. Age Hunter. For the first list, proudly I will represent the best anime action games on mobile that look so impressive. The game's quality and how the game is well on represent the actual anime we know, because the developer get inspiration through the One Piece anime. But that's not the only reason why I love to play it. You know, the creator behind this project was made by one person, which is pretty crazy. I can't imagine how he tried to make it become a reality and happen. All of the characters seem so identical, even the skill showcase is well on describing how they made it look so on point based on the anime. Hats off. The game's combat mechanism is the player can release two of the skills, which are the heavy skill or the regular skill. There is some action we can use to make an action like block, dash, and jumping. Wizard World, Harry's Mysteries. It's pretty easy to find out about what the developer are inspired from. Everything is clearly telling us what the Harry Potter world looks like. Even the main character has the exact appearance within the main hero of the sequel. I'm sure you will be so familiar with the architecture building. It was well made. We'll become a wizard who tries to learn how to use magic, exploring the castle to solve the mystery around it. But the most interesting part is we can use the flying broom to explore the sky freely. So the main gameplay is we need to follow the main story by clearing up every mission we have, killing the monster, reaching a certain area, and exploring the world that is full of mystery. The player can cast an element as a magic to deal some damage to the enemy. The main character will have a long-range combat style, so we need to always make a distance between the enemy and your hero. Demons are crazy. You know, we need this kind of game. Most of the game only tell us about a common story where the player will become a protagonist against the antagonist. But how is the plot twist changing? Which I mean, the player will navigate and control the demon or monster, but come up with a fun story that has a lot of humor, which is pretty interesting, right? This game has a hack and slash game concept where the player are able to kill the monster by making a fast combination attack by using a skill as well. The player needs to strengthen the hero's power through the equipment level, leveling up, and also hunt the boss for getting a better gear. There is so much hero we actually can pick with a different game's playstyle like a shooter or close combat. The game is set in the hell where all of the monsters will try to become a king. BlazBlue Entropy Effect. This game easily hooks you from the first sight. The character design is pretty charming and how the combat hack and slash deliver a fast-paced combat action. A lot of combos moveset we actually can make, like a combo, dodge, aerial combat, and bolt customization. We need to always come into the further stages and fight against ton of enemies. By the way, the gameplay has a roguelike game-based genre, which is, she will gain a certain skill or buff to upgrade the power randomly. We need to play the game in a high level of tactic and strategy, because once your hero dies, then the game will restart from a specific area. So we need to play it carefully by understanding the enemy's pattern. Luckily, all of the upgrade progress is permanently saved. Stella Sora. This game is pretty cute, and the player will have all of the females as the main character, or we are usually called waifu. The game has a top-down perspective, so the player will have a wider point of view to see about the enemy's location. In fact, the enemy will approach us in a massive number at once. Just to inform you, it was developed by Yogstar Company, which is the company who's made the Blue Archive. That's why the character design is pretty much similar to each other. The gameplay mechanism is we'll pick 3 characters, but we should control one hero and the rest of the allies will come to support us and lock the same target as our. The game will take in a real time. Honestly, this game is newbies friendly because we don't have to think about touching the basic attack. It will launch automatically. We just need to move the hero and come to the nearest target to hit them. Remember to release the ultimate skill at the right moment because it's quite so long to wait for it to build up. Tokyo Ghoul, Kagune, Awakens. This game is pretty good to play for a low-end phone user. Even the games are not released globally yet, but the game's quality is quite interesting. I love how the game has a very good characteristic. They are well on describing how the game has the exact animation as the actual anime. A lot of this game series was released on mobile, but most of them were made by the fanmade, whether turn-based or idle-based. But I prefer to play it as an action hack-and-slash base. We can take up to 3 main characters in the team lineup, and switch between them is possible. All of the action we do will not consume any stamina or energy, so we can freely play the combat in an instant action. Unfortunately, after I try to replay it again, the game suddenly forced me to close and I can't log in anymore. I really hope the other developer will continue this progress because this game is really affordable for any phone spec level. Kritika the White Knight. This game is still worth playing even though it has existed for more than a decade, which is over 10 years old, has existed on mobile, and the game still has a fanatic players who keep playing it until now. No wonder it's because the developer are pretty active in updating the game frequently, making the player experience is pretty amazing. A lot of new characters are always available and they are all free to use. So we don't have to collect some diamond just to get a new character, but you guys can keep the ruby to obtain a cool avatar with some aura effect around your character's armor. The game's combat mechanism is a fast-paced combat battle. The player will have a chance to win the game easily because all of our attacking action will deal with an area of effect range. Just by using a single move is enough to clear the whole enemies. After I replayed the game for a long time, I still had the same feeling about the nostalgia. The music and the graphic nothing changed at all, which is pretty nostalgic. Best ARPG for mobile. Crunchyroll Eternights. This game should get a wider audience. It's because the game has a lot of potential to enjoy. The game will run in a real time with a fast-paced combat hack-and-slash base. We can create our own attacking action based on the pattern you made. This game is a complete example on how the game should run for low end, with a great animation and visual, but it's still enjoyable for a low-end devices. I would guarantee if you love the combat because we can do so much action like a dodge to make their time go slower, and we can make a counter combo do an extra damage. Basically, timing is not really important. It's not about combat only, but the player can make a relationship between the other hero through the dating system and social links. Once your relationship is close enough, then it will unlock the skill, and the new skill is pretty useful on the combat need. Honestly, this game looks like a Persona anime, but in an action RPG games genre. What do you think? Sword Art Online Memory Defrag. This game was playable for multiplayer before, but then the developer decided to make it become an offline game, and a lot of shortcuts they made to make the player feel way more enjoy playing it. For example, the hero's level reached level 100 since we started the game, and we have unlocked a lot of characters that we can add as the team. Even all of the story or stages are clear, so we can freely to pick which story would you like to start from the earlier game, mid-game, or directly to the end game. Does anyone know this game? Okay, let's continue how the gameplay looks like. Basically, we will play the game in a side-scrolling perspective, so our main goal is to clear any enemies that will block our way out. Once we reach the end of the stage, then the boss monster will wait for us to face. Try to make a parry action to make the boss get into the stun condition, and it will open up our chance to victory. Epic Conquest 2. This game is one of the best anime open world game full of action RPG. We all can play it fully offline with a great storyline that blends perfectly within a humor, fun, and mystery with a deep storyline. The player can make their own character build freely. Once the hero reaches a new level, then we can place an extra attribute status on the strength, defense, intelligence, and many options that will support your main character. The gameplay is we need to explore the world to find the hidden treasure chest. Mostly the material will be hidden inside it, so it's an important resources to craft to strengthen your equipment. Once you are ready, then we can follow the main storyline to fight against the boss monster. It will have a certain attacking pattern that we need to understand and learn. If you really want to experience a Genshin Impact game but you have a low-end phone, surely this game can be an option to play. You will be a young female warrior that called Clarice that wants to clear the mission like killing the monster, finding out the ancient mystery, and also knowing about the political kingdom. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.